And we are live. What up, everybody? Let's go. Welcome to the pod. We are live, and I have a special guest, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we have been live for a couple days. Christy, you there?
I am here.
Let's go, Christy Maga in the building.
What up? What up?
Okay, y'all. So we're gonna crack it off tonight with our special guest, Rothy. Rothy, how are you?
I'm doing well, brother. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Should I say better than I deserve? Go ahead.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, super blessed. Been super busy lately doing lots of numerology. Lots of people are contacting me these days.
Okay.
So
Oh, sorry for cutting you off, sis. Chrissy would say that's I do it quite often. But Rothy, let's get right into it. Rothy, give us a quick introduction as to who you are and what you do. Go ahead.
my name is Rothy with Rothy Reads Numbers and the Naughty Numerology podcast. I'm an expert numerologist and accidental empath, I guess is the best way to say that. Essentially, I decode life. I started out with the elites and a lot of the dates that they use. I also do life consults based upon personal numerology charts. It's similar in a way to astrology stuff, but it's a completely different study. This is not some woo woo type, like, new age type thing that a lot of people say that it is. Numerology is actually the binary code. It is the framework and the foundation to our entire reality. So it's essentially God's sacred code and how he coded us to be, how he created us to be. It's the scientific proof to how he coded us. Just like our DNA is the blueprint for our physiological makeup and how we're going to look, right? So our personal numerology is the the blueprint and the binary coding to our life's experience. So I can tell people just based upon their numbers and their name what their certain traits are, some of the things that they've been through, some of the things that they're good at, their challenges, so on and so forth. Many dates, as you know, you and Christy have been witness to this before. We were on a live one time when I was talking about the thing on the 8th last year in July when Maui happened. So
Mhm.
I sometimes code decode dates and predict certain happenings on certain dates based upon that because everything is in the numbers. So that's what it is and that's what I do.
Rothy, can I ask you a question real quick? So, how do you become a master numerologist? Like, is there schooling? I just don't know enough about it, and I've told you, like from the beginning, that I'm kind of like just really dumb whenever it comes to it. How do you become a master numerologist? Is it? I don't understand.
That's a really great question. And so I don't think there's any master numerologists out there. I think there are expert numerologists, and I
Expert.
claim to
Oh,
be
okay,
one.
expert. Yeah. So, how do you become an expert numerologist? Like, what is
Great
it? Just a
question.
lot of study?
It is. But, I love how you use the word master, though, in that because there is a differentiation. I acclimate numerology and learning it to counting to infinity. You're never going to get to the end of infinity, right? That's the
Right.
same way with numerology. We're never going to know everything. So there's not going to be a master numerologist, I don't think. But there will be experts, like myself. Now, the way that I learned it, my personal journey was through my birthday. I had heard um, a Glenn Beck episode on New Year's Eve of 2010 going into 2011, and Gary the numbers guy was on there talking about numerology, and that kind of like got me intrigued. I started looking into my numbers, and then I learned what my birthday was, May 1st, which was last week. It's actually the most evil day of the year. It's called Walpurgisnacht. It's the day that the veil is the thinnest between the spirit world and the physical world. So in history, this was the big day that witches would go and
Whoa.
do stuff in the woods, right? So that like blew my mind, right? So I took a deep dive into that, and I taught myself. I basically taught myself. Yes, by looking up stuff in the internet and stuff, but more so just by kind of learning the numbers in life. I guess that's the best way I can explain it. There's a lot of numerologists out there that do offer courses, and I am building a course myself too. It's actually a workbook that I'm doing, but there are courses that you can learn like that. But I can teach people very quickly and very easily, and I think that it can be simplified, and that's why I like to do
Yeah,
podcasts to talk about it and do it live.
And real
I
quick,
mean,
Rob
oh, go ahead.
asked, "Is my baby mama pregnant?" Rob, this not that kind of live here. But anyways, go ahead, Christy. Before I ask my question, go ahead, Christy. Sorry about that.
So no, I just wanted to ask you. I just wanted to ask you, um, just so that like everybody understands, is numerology associated with witchcraft, with sorcery, with those types of things? Is it used for good also? Like explain that part of it. Like, because a lot of people hear numerologist
Mm.
or that and immediately say witch or against Jesus or not Christian and things like that. So explain.
Yeah, and I love that. And I mean, let's go back to, you know what I mean? We understand this intimately. Us three do. The thing about it is numerology is the sacred code. God created it, right? Everything that God created, the enemy can use for evil, right? Just like food, just like sex, just like anything. Anything can be used as a put. It could be an idol put above God or used perversely, etc. Right now, numerology in and of itself is not evil, but can people do evil stuff with it? Yes. And do they? Yes, absolutely. The elites use, especially the 11s. Look at 9/11, the 8s. That's why they did it on Maui on 8/8, which is the Lion's Gate. That's an occultic thing that they made up. That's not a
Hmm.
part of real astrology. And they do these things with these amplified dates and these certain heightened energies and these certain dates so that they can have a bigger impact or a bigger hit with that move that they're making, right? Now, using it for good and using it for evil, this is a it's a great question, and it's also a question that's very deep. I go back to Trump's tweets before he got taken off. A lot of his tweets where he is kind of putting his foot down or telling the elites, telling his opposition something like this is not that we're going to do this and this is not going to stand, and he's out there, tweeting like Trump does. He would send a lot of those more threatening tweets on the 111 markers like 10:11 a.m. or 11:01 a.m. or 111. He would send them on the 111 markers because 111 in numerology means war. It means threat, foe, enemy. And so that was a warning. That's how the elites communicate with one another a lot of times is through these time markers. That's why I don't like the whole like I'm not a 17, I'm not a Q-tard, like I'm not with that stuff. Um but I see how they caught on to it. And I see why a lot of people in that area have interest in numerology and things like that because of the decodes. And yes, the elites do use them, including Trump. And I can see it and I can read
But
it,
the
and
Okay.
they
thing
do.
is, Q has never been right about one thing yet, except for that there was going to be that there was going to be. Yeah, I'm not saying
Yeah.
no. I know that you've predicted numbers and things like that, but Q, as far as all of that, all we have ever heard is rabbit house, rabbit house, rabbit house. Wait for the process to happen, and the only thing that Q has ever been right about, and I have to watch my words on here, is that um, the child stuff would be exposed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I'm just so angry these days at kind of a lot of the conservative influencers with regards to that particular vein of conservative, social media. I don't really align with a lot of them anymore. I'm worried that a lot of them is kind of one of the things I wanted to hit on with you, Nino. But I'm kind of worried that a lot of them are gaslighting us now, are kind
Mm.
of doing the BLM stuff. You know what I mean? Like they're putting all of this stuff out there. They're putting out all the news and telling us about all of these things that's bothering us, giving our money away, et cetera, et cetera. And then not doing a damn thing about it. None of them are taking the charge to lead anything. And this is one of the things, this is why I still, like, to this day, will always defend Nino. Like, I will always defend him, because this is one of the few patriots that I have seen getting out there in the streets, doing something, actually leading a charge and leading like a man is supposed to do. I'm a woman. I'm not supposed to lead. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I appreciate that, Rothy. Interesting. We're gonna touch on a bunch of topics, but so let me kind of reel this in before we start getting more into this topic. Shout out everybody watching now on the on the live now and on the repeat. But Rothy, so you're saying what you do? What's the difference between what you do with reading numbers and what Christians or what the Bible condemns as, I don't want to say, I don't know if it's numerology or reading the signs, or what's the major difference? Go ahead. And you are a Christian, correct?
I am a believer of Christ. Yes, I don't
You're
like to call
you're a
myself
Christian.
a
You're a
modern
Christian, right? You're a Christian, right?
Christian, but I don't like that word.
I'm
I'm
a
gonna say
Christian.
that
Come on, I'm a Christian. I mean,
and
go
I
ahead.
love you as my brother, and I get it. But like, my thing is, I want Christians to heighten their mindset of what this is. It's about being a follower of Christ, not being a Christian, because Christian can be put in a box, and that's what I have a problem with in the
Well,
church and the
okay.
once you
Well, Rati,
stuff.
for lack of better words, sis, you are you. I'm saying you're a Christian,
Yeah.
but you are a follower of Christ, what we would call a Christian.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
and it's because of the fact that Jesus saved me and my mom from being attacked by demons in El Paso when I was
Wow.
young. And it's
We want to hear that
glory.
in a
Yeah,
minute. Okay. All right. So, okay, back to what I was saying. And Chrissy, take note. We want to hear that story in a minute. We love, tales like that. But so, Rati, what's the difference between what you do and what the Bible condemns as like sorcery, numerology, or whatever, on that end? Go ahead.
so the Greek translation for the word sorcery is pharmakia. That's a big one right there, right?
Yep.
So right in back of my camera here that you can't see, I have a huge apothecary. What a lot of people would say witches have, but my mom, who's a Christian, taught me how to make herbal tinctures and herbal medicines and salves
Okay.
and poultices, stuff with the earth that God gave us, right? But that's not what they want us to use, right? So they gave us the other thing that I told you. I don't want to say that word again.
Okay.
Pero also you have to remember that it goes into the translations, and this is where we got to get deeper into the Bible, and we got to read more of the Bible. We got to start to open our minds to understand that there was so much more. The Gospel of Thomas, which is not in the canon, that was taken out in 367 AD by Athanasius, who was an Egyptian archbishop, one person of political influence and religious influence, completely took a whole bunch of chapters out of the Bible, a bunch of gospels out of the Bible, and deemed them heresy, right? Why would you do that? Well, let's take a look at the Gospel of Thomas. It's 114 sayings of Jesus, and a lot of them you will find in Matthew and Mark, right? But they are in their full context. So it's a delve that I think every Christian should do. And it goes to show that Jesus was he was not only here to save us, but he was here to teach us. In the Bible, he says, "You will do greater works than even I." And this man raised people from the dead. So
Okay. And I'll just say
so
right here,
that's
Rothy, I'll just say right here, I'm just a KJV, Bible thumper. I don't believe in, reading extra text. I just read my Bible. But you're talking about the Book of Thomas, and there's some other things too. But let's get back to it. So, you told about your journey where it started. So let's get into some the nitty gritty here. Now, let's go into the recent events. What have you seen that has really like showed you? Or let me ask you this: what is the process for you to start, tearing down numbers and what to look for? Go ahead.
So let's say I meet somebody and it's a potential business partner, and I'm trying to gauge what type of person this is. If I can know their birthday, I can get a pretty good gauge on their main energies, right? Somebody's born on the first. I'm born on the first. So one is one of the leaders, right? So I know immediately this is a very strong-willed person. Look at the shapes of the numbers. Every single number I go through, 1 through 9. The
Okay.
shapes of the numbers. The one is very hard. It's very stuck in the mud. So it's the one and only, a very weird type personality. Me, I'm a 1. I was born on the first. So like very unique individuality, Also inspiration, a lot of those I numbers, individuality, all of that. But it's the male father figure. It's a protective figure, very stubborn. Look at the personality. It's kind of stuck in the mud, but that's because it's one of the leaders. The leaders have to be strong. They have to be rigid. You know what I mean? You go into the two, that's the mother, the Venus, the nurturing energy. The three is the child, the creative child. The four is the home. The five is vacations and pleasures. The six is rituals, tradition. You have seven, which is brilliance, secrets and strategy and protection again. You have eight, which is power, money, karma, alchemy, manifestation. It's trauma, it's ego, it's passion. It's the most powerful number of all the cardinals. And then you have the nine, which is the omega. It's the closer, and it's also the healer. After that, you have the three masters, the 11, the 22, and the 33. And all of these 12 digits will fall into one of five placements in somebody's chart. And this will tell me if it will tell me many attributes of this person. If that is a nine birthday, I can tell that this is somebody that has the potential of being very welcoming to me and non-judgmental of me, but they also have an ability to turn on me because that's the shapeshifter, even though it's the healer, right? So I know that there's this ability within that person. So what's your date? Like, you don't have to give me your full day, but what day of the month were you born, Nino?
January.
Okay, but what day? The day is more
Oh,
important.
my bad. I'm looking at the comments. The 21st.
21st. So you're a 3. You're a daily 3. A birthday 3. So this is your everyday energy from the day that you were born until the day you go to heaven. You will always have these attributes, and that is the following. The 3 is the creative child. The 3 was gifted a divine creative ability from God. A lot of times with high 3s, this is musically inclined for some reason. Not always.
Wow.
But,
Christy, you hear that?
No,
open
say
to
that
your
part again. Say that one more time. I'm
Say it
sorry.
again. That's crazy. She said this. Check this out.
The 3 is the creative child, and it's divinely gifted. And the gift that it is given by God is a very high gift. And it is a lot of times with high 3s, it will be musically inclined. This will be a very musically gifted person, but it's not always music. That's
Did
the
you hear that,
creative.
Nino?
Did you hear that, Juicy, in the comments? So you're saying, okay, hold on. So you're saying I'm a 21, that's a 3. How do you come to me being a high 3?
Because 2 plus 1 equals 3.
Oh, so you add them together to get your number. And where did you find? Hold on, let me ask you this though. Where did you find out that someone that's a high 3 like me is creative and musically, I guess gifted? Where do you get that info from? Interesting, because I am pretty creative and I do have a musical talent that I haven't really put out there too much. But go ahead. Wow.
Well, not only that, Nino, I can tell you that that creative ability, that gift of yours, is what you've always used to process your traumas and your pain. You've made
Oh,
beauty out of your pain by
I'm out.
transmuting that.
I'm out of here. Not just saying. Hey, hold on. Hey, this is crazy. Everybody, comment your day, and we're gonna have Rati hit you with the number or two. But go ahead, sis. This is. I'm sorry for cutting you off because this is pretty crazy. Because man, I'll say some more in a minute. I'll let you speak, man. This is pretty wild what you're saying. I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead. Sorry.
So the 3 is that is okay. So you ever met somebody? You ever met a little baby, right? And you're like, that kid has been here before in somebody else's body, and can't nobody tell me nothing different, even if you don't believe in reincarnation. It's like, where did this kid come from? It's an old soul in the little baby's body, right? That is the energy and the essence of the 3. The 3 is also wise. It's a wise old soul. So even though you're going to always look young, you're going to always look young. You
Dang.
look
Yeah.
young, you're always going to look young because that's you can't get rid of it. You can't change your birthday. You can change your name all you want, but you can't change your birthday. So that energy is always going to remain with you. You'll always be this kind of like prankster, fun loving, like funny, kind of playful character as well. That's just your natural persona, even though you have that hard Nino warrior side too. The 3 is that's your natural side. That's who you are naturally. If you are not threatened in any way, if you're not like having to defend or protect, or you're just this naturally creative, fun, wise person who is an old soul who looks really young and is playful, but you're going to make the wise decisions. So a three will be like say he's the captain of the football team in high school, right? He's grown up with this natural ability. His parents saw it, so he's been nurtured all his life, right? He doesn't have a lot of the toxicity and the traumas and the stuff that creates ego in a lot of us. He's very confident within himself, so he's nice to the fat girl. He's nice to the nerd. He's nice to everybody. He's not going to bully anybody. And after lunch, he's going to go to school, back to class, instead of going to smoke weed under the bleachers with the cheerleaders and the football players, because he knows he's got to get that scholarship for college. He's going to do the right thing. Now, he's still the fun guy. He's still the captain of the football team, and everybody loves to have fun with him. He can joke around. He can be with the crowd, but he's still going to be that righteous person. That's the 3.
Man, I'm going to show my wife this in a minute. Chrissy, does that sound like me?
Yeah, it does.
That's freaking crazy. Talk about the
Yeah.
trauma. Talk about the trauma, because you said that someone like a 3 uses their gifts whenever there's trauma. Talk about that though. Explain that more, please.
Yeah. So a lot of us aren't taught, like spiders are born, they know what to do. They already got it, right? Not humans. We got to learn everything from walking to talking to feeding ourselves to cleaning ourselves to bathing. We got to learn every single thing, right? Well, we all have traumas and we all have things that have hurt us in life, whether it be from our childhood, as how we were raised, or we were bullied at school. Everybody's gone through something, excuse me. So we have these traumas, and we're supposed to have ways to work those out. We're supposed to hurt over them. We're supposed to forgive. The Bible talks about how we're supposed to approach our brothers in those situations, all of that, right? But a lot of times, and especially in the world today with so much trauma and generational trauma, it's hard, and people they're not healed. They don't know how to heal. They're coming from
Damn.
parents who were 16 when they were born. You know what I mean? So how do those kids know how to sew into it? So we've created generations and generations and generations of super traumatized people. And because DNA it holds information, they're now storing information and data on DNA that goes through the generations. So all of history has been stored into our DNA. They know that now through science. So
Wow.
there's generational things and generational traumas that have happened to my grandma that I still deal with, that I have no clue about, but that are still affecting me, right? So the 3 is just this natural, like, neutralizer. It doesn't mean that they don't hurt. It doesn't mean that they don't go through traumas. It doesn't mean that they don't have problems in life. They just their bounce back game is stupid. Look at the 3 though. It's like the 8 and like the 5. Those are the 3 most resilient numbers. And look at the shapes of them. It's big, round, you know what I
Wow.
mean? Things, you drop them, they're going to bounce back higher. You push them against the wall, they're going to bounce back quicker. They're resilient, right? So the 3 just has the ability to alchemize that trauma. And instead of going to vices, an 8 is going to go to vices. A 5 is likely going to go to vices, just depending on what other numbers
Wow.
they have in their chart. But a 3
Yep.
is going to go to the Bible. The 3 is going to go to their music, their creativity, to work that out.
Wow.
So
Okay.
what's the 6 gonna do?
The what?
Hold on.
What?
She said the
Okay, go
6.
ahead.
She said the 6, but Christy, that's your day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now do Christy. She's a 6.
I want to know the truth. I don't give me like hype. Like you're the best in the world.
No.
Like I want to know the truth. I'm savage. Like I'm mean. I want to know what.
We will have to go somewhere else in your chart for that one, my love, because the 6 is the love of home and family. The 6 is the
Is what
rituals and
you cut out
traditions.
really bad when you
Why?
said that. I could not hear that at all.
I'm sorry. Okay, so the 6 is the love of home and family and traditions and rituals. 6 is church. 6 is Christmas. 6 is holidays. 6 is home cooked meals instead
I
of
was born
pizza
on Christmas
flipping.
Eve. Yep.
Man, that's Christy.
Okay, so rituals, Christmas Eve. So that's 24. So yeah, you're a 6. So yeah, The rituals are super huge with you. That is like you pray before you eat. You do your rituals. Like you have your systems in play. You have your routines, and your routines are
Me,
like you can't live with
Nino, this
routine.
is hold on right there. This is crazy. Nino, what did I just tell you the other day about routines and
Yeah.
my son and literally
And
up at the same
tradition, ritual,
time,
yeah.
like the same routine every
Okay,
day?
okay. Everybody watching, y'all. We're just having a good little fun live with Sister Rothy and Christy. Everybody, y'all, calm down. Don't get too crazy on us. But I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you're pretty on point with Christy and me. I mean, really with me when you explained it. But if you had any other questions, Christy, we'll go on to the next subject. But it's pretty
No, I
interesting.
just wanted
Go
to
ahead.
know what six meant. Yeah.
Okay, Rothy. So again, where do you get these? Where do you get the info for the numbers? Is this like all of y'all know this, or how do you get the info for the numbers and like how to read the numbers? I guess.
So part of it was learning through others who have published stuff online and books and stuff like that and just learning. And then part of it was, I'm just going to be honest with you, my intuition. It was just me knowing. And and I didn't know that until I started giving consults and people would kept telling me, wow, you're so on point. Everything that you just did. Oh my God, but you're so on point. You're so on point. And then I'm like, wow, like this is what, and so the numbers just started I just started learning the numbers through the numbers. I guess that's the best way to say it. Like I just knew what they were. I just knew what they were. Now you have to remember when I started giving consults in 2019, this was when the ability started happening, right? And I didn't expect that. I didn't ask for that. That scared the crap out of me because I'm grew up in the church. Why do I know this person's murdered cousin? Why did I just call his name out and write him and draw him on the sheet? How did I know that? Where did that come from? And that's what really made me like, hold on, what is this? What's going on? And what I've come to find, and I've prayed a lot about it because I'm not gonna like give my soul away to do this. You know what I mean? Like I want to do God's will at the end of the day. I may not be perfect, but doggone it, if I'm gonna do anything like for the enemy, that's not what this is over here, right? So it did take a lot of soul searching and continuing to move through it and learn it. And this is how I came to realize. I mean, God's got a book in his Bible called Numbers. There are certain numbers. Let's talk about the 144,000. Can we talk about that? That's one of my
Rothy,
favorite numbers.
yes, we'll talk about that. But let me. I just wanted you. Can you read my buddy Alex Ponce, one of our day oneers? Shout out Alex Ponce. Shout out everybody in the live. Y'all, thank you for joining us. Our real ones are in here. That's all that matters. His number, his
Yeah.
birthday, his birthday. Do you need the full birthday or what day do you need for Alex? I want to. I want you to see if you can hit him on the
I'd
head.
like the full birthday. Yeah, and I'll get it right now. Thank you, Alex. Let me do your full one. Um, so so I know already that Alex is smart, very, very smart. Okay, 1984. Okay.
So okay, so I've got part of it figured out about how like you add the day together, but so there's something even bigger if you do like the whole thing, like so 1224 and then the year I was born.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that
And that's called
okay?
your life path number. Okay.
You're what?
And your life
I'm
path
sorry.
it's the
Okay,
life path number, right?
like that.
The
Okay.
life path, which is basically your purpose. The reason God, it's what God coded you to do in your life, right? Ultimately. Now, let's take a look at Donald Trump's life path, which is a 4, 31 4, the builder, and it's also justice, right? We saw Donald
45.
Trump built his empire, right? On building, literally a real estate empire. And then later on in life, he's gone into the justice side of the 4, right? So we see how that energy is kind of transitioned over his life, but he's a life path 4. So a lot of lives will go like that, meaning you'll start to move into the phase of another part of your life path number later on in life. You may not exhibit that every day. Whereas Nino's 3, he's a daily 3. That's his birthday number. So the parts of him that never die from birth until death, and he will always be that youthful, wise, old soul,
Man.
playful, creative child, right? So with Alex, Alex is a life path 1. He's a 37 1. We talked about we talked about the 1 a little bit. So Alex is a dominant man. He is a protector and he does have that stubbornness. I'm sorry, the ones are stubborn. We can be stubborn, but that's okay. We're supposed to be. That's why we're stuck in the mud like this. We're sticks. God needs his sticks sometimes, you know? He needs people to be hard. And
Amen.
so that's a part of it. And the one is very different in that the one is the leader because they're not afraid to blaze their own path and walk their own way and be different,
That's
right?
him.
And in that regard, people start to follow them. They don't care about being leaders. They're like, it's very Jerry Maguire energy. Like, I freak this, I'm out of here, and but they're gonna follow him. You know what I mean? Because he's blazed that path. So that's the life path one, and he'll continue to grow into that energy as he grows older. But he's a daily 7. I love the 7. The 7 is not only, I mean, I love all the numbers, but the 7, of course, is one of God's numbers, one of God's favorite numbers. The 7 is protection. The 7 is perfection. The 7 is strategy. It is brilliance. The 7s are so smart, especially a daily 7. So he's beyond average smart. He can see the small details in a project as well as the big picture simultaneously, which most of us are either right or left brain. He's both, right? And also, it's secrets. 7 is secrets, but it's secrets for protection, not to be nefarious. The 7 is, look at the shape of it once again, right? The hard stick and then the roof on top. Any number under that is going to be protected, right?
He's
What's
saying
going
he's
on?
saying he's saying okay, next. He's like he don't he wants it to stop already. You know what I'm saying? But just keep going though. He's just I think you're hitting some nerves. That's good though. But continue, sis. And then I want to ask you another question, man. What the heck? Go ahead. That's funny.
So yeah, but the sevens are always going to have that secret sanctuary, and it's their place where they can go inside in their heart and be safe when the world comes crashing down. But the sevens have a lot of. He probably has post-its all over his desk. He's got like lists and itineraries and schedules. He's got to have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G because he knows inadvertently life is going to throw monkey wrenches into the mix and he's going to have some other plans just in case. ¿Sí me
Okay,
entiende?
I think
So
Alex really wants us to be done with him. It's
Okay,
a commercial break. Come on, man.
okay. All right, we're done with Alex. Okay, Wendy said let's do Sister Wendy in here. Did she give her a date? And to
Let
be
me see.
honest, y'all, like I don't really see like nothing like evil in what Rothy's saying. It's not like she's sitting here predicting your future and saying what you know what I'm saying. It's just like character traits, I guess. So I mean, did she
1014 of 81 is Wendy's, I think is what I saw. Oh, hello? Can y'all hear me?
Rothy?
yeah, I was writing it down. If you balance your checkbook, you do numerology, by the way. FYI.
What? Hold on, say that again.
If you balance your checkbook, you do numerology. Do you spend money? Hello, you do numerology. You do numerology. You just don't know it. That's what I'm saying. It's so simple. It's so basic, but people take it to a whole nother level because of this like religious thing. If the elites knew, if they understand God's sacred numbers and how he coded them and how he created them, they're going to have far more power than we want them to.
Well, I'm going to be honest, and I don't want to get too far into it. You know, we're on YouTube of all places. We got to baby it, but I believe there's an occult presence in America, and I do believe, and I think a lot of us will agree to this, that numbers do mean something, especially to them. Okay, and I don't want to sit here and say say certain dates here to get us flagged, but from my research and from what I've heard and seen, you know, they talk about this that these numbers are significant. These things that happen in history, they have meaning. So I would say, you know, the other side for sure understands the importance of numbers, you know, so I'll give it to you there.
Yes. And then what does the Bible say? The Bible tells us to be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove, right? So let me ask you this. How does an exorcist go in to exorcise demons out of a house or a person, right? How do they do that without knowing how the demons work? They have to be wise as a serpent. You see what I'm saying?
So
I started out this decoding the elites. not wanting to be a witch or wanting to do this or wanting to have powers. I'm like, I want to know what they're doing because I
Hmm.
see them and because of my family and stuff.
Interesting.
I want to know what they're doing. And that's
And
what
hold
opened
on,
this all up.
Rati. In without going too crazy, what is your bloodline? Are you what are you? If you don't mind just answering that question.
Yeah. So I am a descendant of David Ben Gurion, which you can look him up. He's basically the first PM of a country that we've all heard about recently. Um, a very biblically, prophesied
You
country.
can, yeah, you can
Um,
say it.
You can say that part.
Yeah.
okay. So he's the first PM of Israel, basically. A biblically historical person. That is my relative. I'm also my cousin is Martine Rothblatt, which is basically the inventor and founder of Sirius Satellite XM Radio, United Therapeutics, which is a biopharmaceutical company. He is transgender, transsexual, and the godfather of transhumanism, along with Ray Kurzweil. He
Wow.
created, he created, she, now he's a she, but um, created his wife. They're still married. The one that he had kids with they're still married. And he created her into a robot, conscious computers, which basically is living forever. It's that turning us into robots thing. It's that
Wow.
transhumanism stuff. So
Yep. Yep.
that's my cousin.
That Black Mirror stuff. So
Yes.
Rati, it would be accurate to say that you are Jewish.
Yes, that is my lineage. My last name. The reason my name's Rothy is my last name is Rothblatt, which is a Russian Jew. We're from Odessa, Russia. Although I do have family in Israel, and we're yeah, yep. That's a part of me, and the other side is Mexican. So
Okay,
I'm
let me
Judah.
just say that. Let me just say this, y'all. Rati is a very vocal person. We are on YouTube, but she's on our side, y'all. She doesn't stand for the Christ rejectors. She actually wants to expose them. I'm not gonna be careful. I'm gonna be careful with my words. But Rati is one of us. If you're a C45er, if you're a hardcore, if you're a Christian, if you enjoy my content, me and Christy, if you don't get offended by us, basically Rati is on our side, y'all. You know what we stand for? We stand for Christ only in America first. No other countries, no other gods, but our Lord Jesus and no other people. Nothing. We don't bow down to no one else except for
Sorry.
Christ. Go ahead,
I'm so
sis.
sorry. These comments. Somebody said this is gonna make me go into accounting.
Okay. All right. So let's continue, y'all. So we're trying to have a little fun live tonight, but it gets kind of deep, y'all. We probably have Rati on more often, y'all, because it gets pretty deep. The stuff that she talks about, and I'm trying to I'm trying to unwrap all these layers like an onion, y'all. I got to be careful. I know
So
I got Christians that somewhat don't like this kind of stuff, and some people are kind of uneasy about it, and even me to a certain point. But like I said, from what she's saying, I don't really see nothing that it's a prediction or nothing. She's just saying that there is meaning to numbers, like I said earlier. So let's continue. Was Rio going to do his, Christy, before we go to the 144,000?
the only thing I wanted to say is people probably don't remember this, but the first time Rossi and I ever met, it was fireworks, buddy. Like we were calling each other witches, but with a B,
Oh,
and I
damn.
mean we were really going at it, and she knows that some of this very hard for me to grasp. That I was
Right.
raised very strict Baptist. That this, and I'm just being honest, like what my family believes is that it's sorcery, it's witchcraft, it's things like that. But the more that she's talked, there are some things that have aligned exactly with what she said. So I think it is just about having an open mind and open dialogue, and we've definitely way mended past that. But yeah, I think that there are things that she said that are accurate, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I love our beginning. Honestly, it's one of the funniest things. And that's why like you and Nina are some of like my favorite people now. But I just like it shows that we're passionate. It shows that we believe in what we believe and we're gonna stand up for it. And but you're my sister now. You know what I mean? And like I love you
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
it's all good. But yeah, that's why I do this because I had to go through that by myself alone. You know what I mean? And that whole awakening and like God, like why do I know this? why do I have this? Why did you allow this to come in? And is this who I'm supposed to be? I was always afraid of losing my soul, all of that. And I know now that this is part of what he wants me to do, to help people realize we are so much more of spiritual beings. We're so much more than what the elites have taught us and allowed us to believe that we are, and what religion taught us about who we are, and what religion taught us about who he is. So it really
I
just
mean,
opens it up. I'm not. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as soon as like you're done with that, I know that we said that we would do Wendy's number. If you could just like do a
Okay.
real quick recap, and I
Okay.
think that
Yeah,
like
we'll do Wendy's, and if anybody else wants to, put your birthday real quick, and we'll just run through it. But I'm gonna I'll put a poll up on YouTube. Do you believe that numbers have? Do you believe what I put, sis? I'm gonna can't even remember.
you
Go
put
ahead.
numbers mean something,
Okay.
and I'm having a hard time. Like I'm between yes and no. I put in the comments. This is the reason I suck at numerology. I am always negative in my bank account. So yeah, numbers
You're
mean
not
something.
good.
Numbers
Okay.
numbers mean something, but
Okay.
I'm not good with them.
Some people just ain't. Okay. So what's Wendy's numbers? Give it real quick.
I think it
All
was
right.
10
So
4. Was it 10/14/81? Is that what it was? Or 10/16/81? I can't
1081.
remember.
So here's
Oh
what I'm going
wow,
to do. Here's what I'm going to
Rothy. Rothy, someone has a good question.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to decode this? Hey, shout out Wesley. Who is that? We Sleep They Live 1776 salute on Instagram says, has she ever tried to decode the Zodiac killers ciphers? They were never decoded.
I haven't, but that's a dope one. And we're going to get into
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Oh, that would be cool. Yep.
Let me do this. My laptop is about to die. I'm going to put you on here real quick and we'll get on the good camera. Is that okay? I'm so sorry.
Go ahead. No
I've
big
been
deal.
charging this one.
Okay.
Okay. Let me switch it over so I don't die on you. Okay. Hold on.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the live, everybody. We're here on a Friday. I finally got to go live, y'all. My computer went down, right, Christy? And I barely got my stuff back up, everybody. It was really tough.
Yeah.
We had a
Yeah.
we had a bad. I had a great time. Me and my wife, we went to the pond today. We walked around the pond, and I spent time with my wife. But man, when your computer goes down, ladies and gentlemen, and you're a content creator, man, I had to go spend $2,000 on a new computer. Come to find out, I fixed my other one. So it's a big old mess, y'all. We were only able to go live right now, and I gotta work back tomorrow. So it was tough, sis. But anyways, Christy, so your thoughts? Let's be honest. I'm not gonna lie. She had you to the T, and I want to show my wife. I want to show my wife what she said about me, because I think it was pretty accurate. I hate to say it.
Rafi, and the thing that you nailed about
She's off right now.
Nino, and
She's off right now,
Nino
sis.
can attest to
Christy,
this. Like Nino and I have formed this
Christy,
relationship that we can be
Christy,
pretty just like brutally honest with each other, and I am
Christy.
on him constantly. Hello?
She's off right now, sis. She's not on.
Oh well, shit. But well,
No,
I'll just tell
go ahead.
I'll
Say
just
it.
tell the chat. I'll just go ahead and tell the chat then. But no, like how often do I get onto you about Nino? Put that music out. Nino, put that music out. Nino, put that music out. Nino, quit being so hard on yourself. Nino, all the time.
That's funny what she said, or pretty interesting what she said. Let me get Rothy. She's coming back in here, y'all. This is pretty good, y'all. I like this. This show is going pretty good. Rothy, you there? Rothy, you there?
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm getting the
Okay.
feedback. You hear that? You hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Let me
No,
see.
I don't hear anything.
Hello?
Oh, I'm echoing.
Hello?
I'm echoing.
Okay, hold on. Is something on? Hello? Does it sound good now, y'all? Well, now it's not doing it. Hello, mic check.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
I don't know why it's going back to you, sis.
Is it let me try the other roadcaster. Hold on. All right. Check.
Mic check.
Check.
Okay, it's fixed.
Mic
Let us
check.
know let us know in the comments, y'all, how it sounds. Go ahead, sis.
All right. So we got Wendy, right? 10/14/1981. That was Christy.
I'm trying to find out. I think it was. I can't remember now if it was 10/14 or 10/16.
I remember you,
Hold on.
but the 81 was the I just wanted
Yeah,
to make
81. Yeah.
okay. So
1014,
starting
1014, 1981.
right. So that's going to be a life path 7 and a birthday 5. This is probably my favorite combination of all because these are the two numbers that are duplicated in Trump's chart. Trump is a 45577. The 5 is change, it's energy, it's pizza for dinner, it's pleasure, it's beauty, it's mass appeal. Beyonce is a high 5. Okay, so we see that beauty and mass appeal, right? The Kyrie Irving is a 5, that beauty and mass appeal, right? So that is 5s can't sit still for 5 minutes. Like a desk job, a 9 to 5 for a 5 is going to be claustrophobia for them. They cannot sit still for 5 minutes. Always going, new stimulation. It's pleasure. It's also resilience. And 5s can be a little more naive than the 8. The 8 is kind of like a bad influence in a way, and the 5's kind of like, hee, okay, let's go with it, can be a little more naive in that regard. The 5 wants to spread joy. That's their ultimate goal. That's why they move and have so much energy. But they need stimulation constantly. Like that ADD kid that's like tied to the playground with the leash or something. 5s can have that energy of just like having to go all the time, right? And so I'm sorry, let me get back into the camera
It's all
here.
good. And Wendy says, yes, it's true. Facts. I hate my job, she said. So you're on the money. Go ahead.
So So then we're at the life path 7, right? And this we talked about this like with the other guy, with Alex. The life path 7 is it's the executive producer, very smart person, very protective, and very different from the 5. Look at the shapes of them. You've got one hard line leader number, right, with the 7. And then you have the 5, which is big and bouncy, but it's got the hard lines at the top, right? So it's the perfect blend of both. So it's a lot of energy, a lot of atomic energy. And I think this is one of the keys to Trump's success is the energy, the mass energy and mass appeal mixed with the very, very structured, strict 7 protection strategy and brilliance. So this is a very smart person. I would say that Wendy's probably successful, probably business wise. And even if she hates her job, she's probably good at it. And she's very smart. Once again, you can see the small details of something as well as the larger picture at the same time, which is quite a superpower.
Okay, Rothy, do this one's real quick. Can you do this one real quick? 6485.
Sure.
Ralphie?
No, she's writing down. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
Okay, so 6485. This is a birthday 4. Okay, so the 4 is one of the leaders of the Cardinals. The 1, the 4, and the 7 are the leaders. Okay, and the 4 is the leader of the people. Once again, look at the shape of it. It's the builder. We talked about Trump being a builder, right? So the 4 is the builder. The 4, a lot of times, they're going to be managers. Most times, 4s are going to be managers because they're the leader of the people. Okay. You dump the 4 over. If you knock it over, what's it doing? It's guiding people in one direction, right? That is the leader of the people versus the 1, which is kind of like the CEO. It's kind of like his own leader and people will follow him, but he's kind of a loner. The CEO doesn't work with the employees. That's what the director of operations does. You see what I'm saying? So that's the 4, where the 7 is like the executive producer or the silent investor, so to speak, kind of pulling the upper elites, if we're looking at it and that sort of thing, kind of pulling the strings from the puppeteers, so to speak, in that regard. But yeah, very smart. Lots of lists, lots of itineraries, Wendy. Or if this is not Wendy, this is somebody else, I think. Lots of itineraries, lots of lists, schedules, post-its, that sort of a thing. Plans A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They know that anything's going to happen. They're going to have to, have other plans.
Okay, so let's move
I
on
promise
to.
on everything. I promise on everything. I put my right hand up, and I swear to Bob, my radio just turned on in the car by itself, and it said "Revelations to God" as soon as you said that. I swear on everything.
Woo woo.
Okay, so
Well, and
now,
this is because there's the 33 is the 33 with this one was the life path. Yeah, was the life path with this one. This is where it gets interesting. That 33 is one of the numbers that the occult does use, right? The 33 is the teacher. And I think when I tell people about the 33, it's like, yes, this is that there is a I think of people like Jesus. I think of, but it can also be people like, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, people who are trying to help humanity, even if it's not through like a Christian means or what have you, but they're out there to try to help people, right? And mass. So that's the master teacher, which is that three, that Nino, that young child that's grown up now as that wise youth. He's now grown to be the master. And so now he's teaching the grasshoppers his ways. That's three.
okay,
And that's
what?
I have a question, Rafi. So
yeah.
I hear you and like everything that you're saying and all that, and everything is very positive and all that. Are there bad things that you just don't tell people? Like, is there bad things associated with numbers that you just don't tell people? You keep it towards the positive light side, or like I just want to know. Yeah.
I will tell them everything. And if there's something that comes to me, there's nothing in numbers that really ever makes me nervous to say to somebody because it's the numbers. I'm not judging the person. I'm just telling them about the numbers, right? But but the thing about it is there's shadow and light. We have free will. So each one of the numbers has good options, good attributes, and bad attributes. And it's up to us to decide if we're going to choose light or if we're going to choose darkness in every choice that we
No,
make.
I mean, no, I understand that. I'm just saying, so like you're saying like all the positive qualities of these numbers, but there's negative qualities that also go with these numbers, correct?
Yeah, a good question.
Yeah, there are. And this is why
That's
I
what I'm
talk so.
saying. But you choose to keep it more on the positive side and stuff like that because you said you didn't want to like be drugged down in the dark place. Is that correct? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out because I would assume if something has positive, it has negative also.
True. So let's go back to your six, right? We talked about how it's like rituals and the sacred things, traditions, love of home and family, that sort of a thing, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Yep.
the dark side of that, I guess the shadow side of that would be that those people may be a little more hard to get to go out to do something. They're kind of more stubborn and stuck in their ways as far as not really wanting to get out the comfort zone. Maybe some can be lazy. Like that sort of, I'm comfortable. I don't want, I resonate it. I resonate it. I wake up at 3:33 every morning. You need to pray, my love. You need to pray, Rob Lucero. Um, but yeah, that's all of the numbers do come with shadow. I will definitely say what the shadow is. I think
Uh-huh.
naturally I have a tendency to talk more about the light side of the numbers because I want people to understand. I want to show them what their light is. I want to show them the good sides of them. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right. And that's what I was asking if there was also like negative or like you said shadow with that. Yeah.
Okay, now what I want to move on. Well, there's a lot more things I want to talk about, but somebody was saying they keep seeing these same numbers repeated. I know sometimes people like sometimes you'll see numbers. Is it weird or does it mean something when you see something like the same number all the time or like 111, 222? Is there any meaning to that?
Yes. Yes. Now here's where I might get a lot of judgment, and that's fine.
Uh
I
oh.
don't know how to explain it, and that's just to be honest with you. People on social media and stuff call them angel numbers. No real numerologist that I know resonate at all with that name. It's not angels showing you numbers. That's stupid. That's not what it is. It's not
Wow.
at all. What it is, it's either our higher self or what the
What is
parts of
that?
us,
What? Hold on.
okay,
Oh,
I don't know why it's
that
doing that. Hold on.
hold on, Ralphie. Hold on one second. Hold on. Do you hear that,
Yeah,
Nina?
I don't know why it's doing that. Rothy.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. I fixed it. I'm good, guys. I'm good at this. Go ahead.
So, yeah, there's the dark and the light. Where was I? Where was I at?
You were
Here's
saying
what.
that they were
Angel
not
numbers.
angel,
Angel
that they
numbers.
were not angel numbers.
So they're not angel numbers. They are reminder numbers, and I believe that it's a part of ultimately God. I don't want to give the credit to anybody else, but I don't want to say that God's showing you the numbers, but it's kind of in a way that it's set up. It is a message for you, but I also what I think it is it is a here we go. It is a decode for you. Now, when you hit this, when your eyes hit that 444, that 111, that 333, there is something that happens within you, within your energy, because that code was put into you. Just like you put a code into a video game, you're coding it, it's going to do something in there. So it's going to change something in you. And the more you see it, the stronger this energy is going to grow, right? The stronger this thing is going to be. A lot of people are like, I see 1111 all the time. It's driving me crazy. What does it mean? What does it mean? It's like, it means something different to everybody else because you're a
Wow.
different person. Now, it also can be messages, the 111. And here's where I lose a lot of people too. My dad, lifelong Cowboys fans, we went to the only game we went to ever at the AT&T Stadium was 11/10 of 2019. And that's a 111 marker, like I was just talking about, right? The next day, we made a video on 11/11 and it went viral, funny with my friends and family. It had to do with the mystery machine. 2 years later, my father got the jab, and you know what happened. And then the day
Doing
after
that
Hold
his
thing
on.
again.
Hold on, sis. Hold on. What the hell is? Why is it doing this? Hold on.
because they don't want me to talk.
Hey,
Stop.
hey, Nessa.
This never happened before. Hold on, y'all.
Is this the new one, Nina?
Yeah, but that doesn't. It's not on my end though. It's what the hell
Hear
is
you.
that?
I'm gonna move this. Is that better? Is that better? Is that better?
Rothy.
I'm here.
It's cut
I'm
out.
here. I'm here.
Rothy, go
I'm
back
here.
out and come back in, please. Go out and come back in.
Hey, Nina.
Man, we've had problems with this stream, y'all.
Yeah.
We'll get Rothy back in here, y'all, so we can fix this. Thanks for everybody joining us on the live, y'all. Thank y'all. Rothy.
I'm here.
Oh, still
No,
doing it. What the heck is happening here? Let me see here.
it's something. Yeah, it's definitely something with her mic.
I
It's
don't know
not.
what
I
it is.
honestly don't even think it's her. I think it's me.
Well, but it's not doing it. Is she on right now?
Yeah.
Rothy.
I'm here. I'm
Hello.
here.
Hello.
I'm here. Check, 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 check,
Can
check.
you hear it, Rothy? Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Annoying.
Yes,
I
I'm
can hear
sorry.
you.
I don't know.
They don't want me to talk. I swear, they don't want me to talk. Me to talk. That's crazy.
It sounds like Morse code.
I'm going to put myself on mute.
Rothy, go back out and come back in, please.
Okay.
I don't know. See, still.
Hello.
Hold
Are
on,
we
sis.
echoing now?
Hold on. Hello? See if that fixed it.